Hey there everybody, it's Maggie from Personal Euphoria with today's plank story. So if you have a couple minutes, now's a great time to pick your favorite movement. It could be deep breathing. If it's not too late for you, you could go out and take a walk, side bends, or of course, there's always plank. But any movement you want, we'll get the clock on now. Here we go. So I went to the Delaware Bay, and upon my arrival after dark at high tide, I noticed that there were hundreds of horseshoe crabs on the beach, like by the hundreds. It was unbelievable because they all look like little armored guys, right, walking around. And our friends there said, it's the mating season for them. So then, of course, much like the turkeys and the dolphins, I had to look up the mating habits of horseshoe crabs because they said it was like one girl, but there'd be like 12 or 15 guys all over her. So I Google searched today that very thing, the mating habits of horseshoe crabs. And like every other animal, it's fascinating. So it turns out, basically, when it's time to mate, the woman horseshoe crab, who is much larger than the guys, starts swimming into shore, but she won't come in unless like a guy kind of tags along. So he takes his little claws and like clamps onto her shell and just like gets a free ride to shore on her back. And then she finds a place with like the right amount of water in the sand, but not too much. And she like digs a hole and lays a gazillion eggs, then moves up a little bit more and lays a gazillion eggs, and moves up a little higher and lays some more. And all the while, this guy kind of like clamped onto her back, tries to fertilize those eggs, and then a ton of other men swarm in to try to capitalize on those eggs as well and fertilize them. So they're all trying to get to these eggs buried in the sand as she lays them. What I can tell you from the next morning is that in all those little dugout areas, there are then tons of little birds' feet. So the birds also want these eggs. It is incredible to watch. Then, on top of that, you find out that these are incredible animals and we need them because we use them to test like medical products that are going to go into our bodies. For some reason, and I don't understand why, the blood inside horseshoe crabs enables researchers to find out if something would be safe to put in us. So they test like needle material on horseshoe crab blood to see if we'll be okay with it. They test vaccines on horseshoe crab blood to see if we will be okay putting those things in our body. So now I think they try to just take enough out of a horseshoe crab and then let it continue to live and tag it and maybe not draw blood out of it again, although I'm not sure on that point, so that they're not killing horseshoe crabs for their blood because their blood is so important for testing for us to be able to find out what we can put in our bodies. So anyway, that is the story of why the horseshoe crab is important. Also, they've been around since the dinosaurs. So why they're important, how they mate, and why we need that horseshoe crab. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I hope you enjoyed your movement. And as always, keep moving. That was a 3-minute and 10-second plank. But it would have been shorter if I could remember the name, horseshoe crab.